7 turnovers.
Yeah,
That was the biggest difference.
I wish, I mean, you don't have an answer for sloppiness. You can just guess, right? So, and we're not in the guessing business. So you look at it, we're going to look at it obviously on film, and it's obviously something that you got to learn from and clean up. From players that were, that are experienced players, and those are more experienced players in our group. We obviously know we have a young group, but some of the more experienced players, not a good role model in situations. And again, you've got the film to look at it and the opportunity to take this and make sure it makes you better. But we gave them way too much. I thought Comrie was great through the early part to keep us. The breakaways that we gave up were all self-inflicted. He was very good there, and there was enough opportunity for us to make it to do good things, and we just didn't convert and didn't clean up the sloppiness.
What's the challenge of consistently playing to your identity, especially when obviously the schedule is what it is, and it's challenging at this point of the year with the teams you guys are facing?
Yeah, I don't think we've gotten to our identity yet at any point this year, and these are the situations that guide you towards your identity. We played a little bit better in pace and we generated more shots, more shot attempts. We scored 4, obviously. Had posts, had point blank chances we missed. So, that is not an issue in generating. It is giving too many freebies. That was the challenge. That was the issue tonight, clearly. And you trade chances with the talent that they have. It works out like it worked out.
What gives you confidence that you guys seem to still be in a good spot talking to them? What gives you confidence that they're taking ownership of this one snowball?
Yeah, there's no reason to not be confident. If we were overwhelmed by the other team and it was not self-inflicted for the most part, you would. So it's correctable, and they know it's correctable. They know, and we know that we made errors that you can clean up and need to clean up, and will clean up. So there's no reason to not be confident. This league can beat you up, and my thought is you have a choice. If you want to get beat up by it, you get beat up by it. You want to move on, you move on. But you move on with the lessons learned, and I think that's what this group has done a real good job at through the course. We're a young team, and we look like a young team tonight. Pretty simple. And like I said, the more experienced guys didn't give us and lead the way like they should. And they'll self-correct.
Don, it was a charged atmosphere for a lot of reasons that we talked about this morning. How do you feel your team responded to that? Were they impacted in any way by maybe that dynamic?
I felt we might have felt a little. We didn't look like ourselves early, so maybe we felt a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious. I think that if there's a feel you have on the bench with your guys, that's what I felt out of our group. We were just trying to make sure, lots of mistakes happen in lots of games. Mistakes happen all the way to the team that wins the Stanley Cup. Like, there's mistakes all over the place, and you gotta be able to plow past it and live with it. And what I did, what we were trying to do is push our guys to stay on it. Yeah, we were sloppy, but let's not retreat. Let's not pack it in. Let's not create more misery. And even the shorthanded goal at the end. And I think we were down 5-3, and Victor had that beautiful chance to make it 5-4 right after Thompson scored, and then Tuck hits a post. So we stayed on it, where had we converted it, that would have been a pretty exciting game down the stretch, despite all the sloppiness. And that's something really positive. But I do feel we played with a little bit of anxiety that we would have benefited to not have that.
J.H. had an interesting observation. He said, after a while, we started to play their game. He said we kind of fell into that trap of playing their game instead of our game. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't quite. I mean, like I said, Paul, there's lots of different ways you could break it down. I don't discredit that way either, but lots of different ways. I mean, I think I feel comfortable with what I've said on it. We did. My perception is we did. Feeling is we did feel a little anxious at the start, and gave away too many freebies. Simple as that.
Coach, what element of the game do you feel needs to be most improvement to turn the ship around?
We just got to continue to progress. Again, you go out each game and you learn things about yourself, your team, within the context of the league, and we'll look at this video and move forward. We're not going to make this a crisis situation. This is an everyday in professional sports, and you got to wake up and handle it, and you got to look in the mirror and we have a group that's done that and continues to do. They continue to improve, and we see that in just sheer offensive production and generation, and so we just got to keep doing it.
Coach, to talk about the other Jack Quinn healthy scratch tonight, even though he's top 3 in 5 statistical categories on your team.
Yeah, that's we've. I don't know how long you've been around, but what we've been talking about through the year, it's Vinny Hinestro's been sitting out. He's a pretty good hockey player, so very uncommon to have no injuries up front. You can look at what we've had on the back end. Lots of games, 82 games. Been in the watch players develop, and I think it's an advantage to be able to step out at the age Jack is, and then step back in. And you're in the fire, you're in the heat, so it is I think a positive to his development to be able to do that. And when we're healthy, we can do that. So I think it's a good thing.